Welcome to the Do Good X podcast, a sanctuary from the entrepreneurial grind. Hosts Kimberly Danielle and Stephen Lewis, advocates for impactful entrepreneurship, guide you on the path where purpose meets business. Join us to slow down, reconnect, and explore the challenges of under-resourced entrepreneurs, uncovering the unique journey of building businesses that make a difference. Now, your hosts.
Welcome to the Do Good X podcast. My name is Stephen Lewis, and I am a catalyst for positive change for communities and business. And for over 2 decades, I have been inspiring entrepreneurs, business leaders, and faith leaders to live and work on purpose with intention, faith, and a commitment to their well-being. I am glad to be here with my colleague and co-founder, Kimberly Danielle. Hey, Kimberly.
Hey, everyone, and hello, Stephen. As Stephen said, I am Kimberly Danielle. I am a community builder, a coach, and a communication strategist who comes from generations of faith-driven entrepreneurs and leaders who believe that our purpose should drive us to contribute to the common good. Now, I'm looking forward to our brief conversation today. What you can expect is a conversation about leadership challenges and opportunities for early stage founders who employ and lead and manage their team. Now, the Brookings Institute, and I believe it was this year, they report that about 2.7 of Black-owned businesses have employees, and Latino, Latina, or Hispanic and Native Americans also have disproportionately low shares, with 6.9% and 0.08%. So, listening to these statistics, if you are a founder of color who has employees, you are rare. And congratulations. You have wisdom, you have insight that you need to be sharing with other folks. If you're able to consistently make payroll and make money for your business, there is something that you're doing that is working. So do share those secrets, because the only way that we all will grow is if we know and we share this knowledge, this insight and wisdom. So we'll talk a little bit about these challenges as it pertains to maintaining a healthy and productive and effective environment for your team, because it's not just about building your business. If you are in this position to employ others, it's also about how are you leading, equipping, and supporting these people who are ultimately investing their time, their energy into developing your business. And so how are you resourcing and showing up for them? So, Stephen, won't you get us started with talking about, a challenge that you see, opportunity that you see that could be helpful to these founders out here?
Yeah, one challenge is just wearing too many hats. When your time is so vested in so many different things, you can't bring the type of focus and narrowing that you need to in order to attend to, building the kind of environment, culture, and the team that you want. And so part of it is, I think, is about kind of prioritizing what things need your attention, and to recognize that not everything can have your attention equally. And so figuring out, like, how do I wear fewer hats and focus on maybe 1 or 2 things that absolutely must have my attention, either for a day or for the week or for the next 2 weeks, versus trying to divest your time in so many different little things, I think will help you bring the type of focus and clarity around the things that you actually need to be focusing on. So that's one.
So for you all who are getting started out there, I am much aware that if you're in the early stage, you might have to wear a lot of hats.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to do certain things for a period of time until you're able to bring other people onto your team, whether that's as a contractor or whether that's as a full-time or part-time employee. But to Stephen's point, prioritizing will be one of your best kept secrets. And when you're positioned well to be able to bring others on your team, like I said, that doesn't necessarily equate to bringing somebody on full-time, maybe as part-time, maybe as a contractor. It is also important to release control. A challenge that I have seen founders experience is the ability to release control because they started off being so close to different areas of the work, even if it wasn't necessarily an area where it was what some may call their zone of genius. They did it to get their business off the ground. But now that they're in a position of growing their business and bringing others on the team, they have some resistance to releasing control over these different areas of work. The opportunity here is to really allow others to lean into their gifts and their expertise, which will ultimately benefit them and their leadership, benefit your team, and benefit your business. Because let's be real, we're not all gifted in all areas of growing a business. So lean into where your area should be as the founder, what your strengths are, and allow others to lean into their strengths as well, as we all obviously grow where our areas of growth are, but we intentionally lean into our strengths.
Yeah, when you do that, you are better able to delegate and manage your time. And so I think all of that then speaks to the challenge of how do you build a strong leadership mindset, right? So part of what I'm thinking about is like, how do you actually figure out where you're trying to go as a team or an organization? And how do you help work with a team of people to cast a broad vision about where you might go? But that also is recognizing that to do that, you got to be able to release the things that you've said and allow other people to share their gifts, and also to be able to pour into that vision, and to think about leadership is not something that only you do, but leadership is a practice that the team gets to do collectively as it relates to thinking about where it is that you're trying to go. That can be difficult given the challenges that we've named in terms of being able to release control, wearing too many hats. And so the opportunity, though, allows us to focus on your own self-awareness, your own resilience, overcoming your imposter syndrome about what you think or you cannot do. When you have a gifted team, it's about empowering that team to actually lead and to recognize that you don't have to always carry everything for your team and your organization, but you actually have other people. As the old saying goes, many hands make light to work.
Yeah, and you said a word, which is to not just see yourself as a leader, but to see the team as leaders. Everyone ultimately is a leader within your organization and for your business. And I think some of the best leaders that I have seen and I have personally experienced at the senior and founder, CEO level, they operate in that way. They don't just see themselves as the leader of the organization or the business. They see everyone as a leader. So I hope that you all, out there who aim to employ others, or you currently employ others, that you really think about how you're showing up with your team that can ultimately support, grow, and magnify your impact in business. And we know the road to building business, an impactful business, can be exciting. It can be challenging and everything in between. But remember, you are not alone. And if you need a constant reminder of that, you can head over to dogoodx.org. You can join our LinkedIn community where we have entrepreneurs and change makers there. You can even send me a DM and I will remind you that you are not alone. We hope that you've gained some type of insight or some tip or some encouragement from this episode today. And we look forward to joining you next time. Until then, be well and do good.
Thank you for listening to the Do Good X podcast. To continue the conversation or access our resources, visit www.dogoodx.org. Join us again for conversations that will nourish your soul, ignite your dreams, and empower you to build an impactful business, one intentional step at a time. Until then, keep striving, thriving, and doing good.